Welcome to this episode of the INSPYR podcast. Today, we're diving into a powerful topic: why smart kids often end up lonely and struggling as adults. Now, before we begin, you might notice there's no video here, and that's intentional. I wanted to focus purely on the message, the words, the ideas. No distractions, just a chance for you to really listen, reflect, and absorb. So let's begin. Have you ever wondered why so many kids who were once called gifted or smart grow up feeling stuck, disconnected, even lost? These were the kids who were praised, rewarded, told they'd go far. But somewhere along the way, that praise became a prison. And now, many of those same kids are adults, struggling to find motivation, to connect, to feel alive. On the outside, they still look sharp, capable, maybe even successful. But on the inside, there's this constant sense of being on the outside looking in. Like life is happening to everyone else, and they're just watching it go by. And there's a reason for that. You see, a lot of smart kids grow up tying their entire identity to one thing: being smart. It's what made them feel special. It's what got them attention. But as they grow older, that same identity becomes a trap. They were praised not for hard work, but for being effortlessly good at things, for solving problems quickly, for understanding things right away. And over time, they start believing something dangerous. If I'm really smart, things should always be easy for me. But real life isn't easy. Growth isn't easy. And when challenges come, they don't feel like normal struggles. They feel like identity threats. If I'm smart, why is this hard for me? And so, they start avoiding difficulty. They only do what they're already good at. They don't raise their hand unless they're sure. They don't try new things unless they know they'll win. And their world starts failing and growing. They're stuck protecting a fragile image. Eventually, they stop trying. They stop connecting. And that's when the loneliness begins to grow. They still crave connection. Of course they do. But now socializing feels like another performance. Instead of being present, they're calculating, thinking about what to say, how to act, how to not mess it up. Even relationships become something they feel they need to be good at. And here's the twist. Because they're smart, they try to fix all this with logic. They analyze. They write down reasons why they're okay. They read articles, watch videos, maybe even listen to podcasts like this one, trying to think their way out of emotional pain. But intelligence isn't a tool for healing emotional wounds. It was never meant to answer the question, am I enough? And when the pain becomes too heavy, the ego creates one last defense: I'm just different. I don't relate because I'm too smart, too deep, not because they truly believe it, but because it hurts less than admitting they feel left out. This is what we call defensive arrogance, and it builds walls where connection should be. So how do we break the pattern? It starts with one brave step. You let go of the smart kid identity, not because intelligence is bad, but because tying your worth to it is toxic. You stop asking, what makes me look impressive? And you start asking, what helps me grow? You let yourself try things. Be bad at them. You show up, not to win, but to participate. You trade perfection for progress. And over time, you build a new identity, not based on being exceptional, but on being human. Because being human means you're allowed to feel lost. You're allowed to not know. You're allowed to fall down, stuck, disconnected, or numb. If you've spent your life trying to be the smartest person in the room and now don't know how to be anything else, this is where you begin. You stop trying to be impressive. You start trying to be real. Because you don't need to be the smartest person in the room to belong in it. You just need to be willing to show up, even when it's hard, even when it's messy. And if you can do that, if you can step down from the pedestal and into the world, you'll find something you've been missing all along: connection. Not because you earned it, not because you proved yourself, but simply because you were willing to be seen. And that's when you truly come home to yourself. If any of this resonated with you, let me know in the comments what part hit you hardest. You're not alone. And sometimes naming the pattern is the first real step to breaking it. Thanks for listening to the INSPYR podcast. Take care of your mind, and I'll see you in the next one.